Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is Tuesday, November 22nd. I am working today. I'm pretty sure this is the only job I'll have this week, and it doesn't start until 12, and it's about 9:40 here right now. So I did do some stitching yesterday. Yesterday was actually a pretty busy day with the dentist and the grocery store and all of that, and then I did a bunch of house stuff when I came home. And but yeah, so I'm still watching Inside Man. I think I'm on the second episode. So I watched that and I got done the bats. So got those done. Now I'm going to work on the word haunted, like AUNTED. That's down here. So, but yeah, so moving right along, I'm hoping to have ample stitching time within the next couple of days because I'm off work after today until Monday. So I do have some purchases that I have done in the past couple of weeks that I haven't shown you guys. The last Tangles retreat that I went to in September, one of the members there, Sue, had this bead board from a site called Come Bead With Me. And I got one. Now, I don't do a ton of beading, but I feel like I want to do like a smaller memorabilia here in the future. So it's like foam, fabric covered foam. So this is a cover. This comes off like this. And then when you pick up the lid, there are magnets inside. This is foam too. There are magnets inside, so you can say like, okay, maybe you were doing a red bead. You could pour the beads. Can you see like the indents? You can pour the beads in there and say, okay, red is A, blue is B, C is yellow or whatever. I thought I was just so fascinated by this because when beading, trying to work out of those little plastic Mill Hill cases, I've spilled beads plenty of times. So I'm guessing, you know, if I was stitching on something, I would have this in my lap maybe, because Sue had it on the table when she was stitching because she was doing Mill Hill kits and she had it on the table. So, but yeah, I just really liked it. And she has a bunch of different fabric choices that you can do. So I will link it down below. I will link her website because she has bigger ones. This is the mini. She has, I think, 3 or 4 different sizes. I didn't need anything more than the mini because even a memorabilia usually doesn't have a ton of beads. Not normally, especially the smaller ones. Definitely not the smaller pixie type that I like. I love the bigger ones, don't get me wrong, but stitching wise, yeah. Okay, so I got that. And then I also got one of Carrie's Tiger Lily Designs Christmas themed project keepers. Woo! So this is the outside. And then the inside, I always get the bobbin one, but here's what it looks like on the inside. So there's the pocket, and then here's the side that you put the bobbins. I really wanted a Halloween themed one, but she didn't make any. So that's okay. I was glad to get that because they go lightning quick now. But I noticed though, she must have changed something the way that her cart on her website proceeds, because when you go on there and if you're able to put it in your cart first, you have 2 minutes to complete your transaction. Because I think what was happening in the past is you would add something to your cart, try to check out, and then somebody else checked out with that item before you, and it would say you can't purchase this item. So it does give you 2 minutes now. That's awesome. That I really, really like that. Because if you don't complete the transaction in 2 minutes, then it's going to go back on her site. So, but yeah, so got that. And then yesterday, I got in the mail a new drawn thread pattern. I really love drawn thread. I have to show you one that I stitched. It's a new pattern called This Is Halloween. Look at the size of that moon. I know, but I love the tree. I love it. I love it so much. And it is, the model was stitched all with floss, silk floss, Dinky Dyes and needlepoint ink silk. So I actually splurged and bought all of the silk with it. 123 Stitch had all of it. So now when I got this, I pulled out the colors and I was like, you know, the picture looks great, but I feel like I need to pick a really cool hand-dyed fabric for it because, I mean, the flosses are pretty plain, you know, greens, browns, yellows. The pumpkin is like an orange. Like, if I find a really good hand-dyed, yeah, and I mean, I have some. I was actually thinking, let me get it out and show you. I don't know if it'll work because of the dark browns. I was actually thinking of, oh, I could use that one. But I was thinking of this chocolate from Fiberlicious. But I think, I don't know if the browns would show up on there. This fabric is gorgeous though, but yeah, I don't know. I could do Once in a Blue Moon, could do it where that one might look pretty good because the colors would all definitely pop on that. That's a good choice. Yeah. But yeah, I love this chocolate fabric. Here, let's open it so I can show you. This is 28 count Lugana. It's so gorgeous though. It's like autumny colors. Look at that, right? You know what I'm actually thinking of stitching on this? And I think I might. Do you remember that Wildflowers pattern from Market that I got? Let me find it real quick. I was thinking about it when I got that fabric in the mail. I was like, oh my God. This one. Wouldn't that look so good on this? Yes. Yes, it would. So I think I might do that. I was going to stitch this on red because I have that crossed wing linen red. I might stitch it on this instead because it's all like light colors except black outlines everything. Maybe. I still might do the crossed wing linen because I think this would look amazing on a bright red, which that crossed wing linen is bright, bright red. But yeah, I love that chocolate fabric. I love her stuff so much. So, but yeah, I love this piece. Love drawn thread. Okay, so the piece I stitched, I've only stitched one drawn thread, and it was Deck the Halls. And I forget what year I stitched it. The frame is extremely dusty. I framed this myself. And they gave you an option in the chart to either do the branches. You could do the branches over one. I feel like that was it. I did mine in backstitch. I feel like you had a choice of stitching it though. And I decided not to because no. But I chose to do, and I can't remember because I can't remember the pattern. I chose to do the berries in beads. I feel like they were stitched, but I did mine in red beads. This was a quick and easy stitch, and I really loved it. A lot of their patterns, just a forewarning, usually have something that's over one or a specialty stitch. Like this has one specialty stitch in it. And I don't know where in the pattern it is, but I was looking at the pattern this morning and there's like a Smyrna something. There's something in there, but I love that. But yeah, that moon, that's going to take a hot friggin' minute. And what's funny is, you know, it looks, you can never look at the model and see an accurate representation. That moon looks pretty bright. This is like a gold. I think that's going to look good though. But yeah, I was like, because there's no DMC conversion listed. But yeah. So that was it. That was all my purchases. And that's all I got to show you. That was more than I've showed in a couple of days, I think. Craft room update really quick. We have sold everything except one thing. So 2 people came yesterday and got stuff. 2 more things are going to be gone by like Friday. And we have a chest to sell. That's it. So hoping that that sells here soon. So Bill can get in there and start spackling. And I guess he might, I already have my retreat next Thursday already. So he might do that when I'm gone. Do the spackling and, get that done. Because then we can paint. But yeah, so things are progressing. Yeah, I can't wait to get all my stuff in there. And I'm not looking forward to putting together the bookcase and the desk. Yeah, that stuff is usually very tedious. Bill and I tend to work pretty good together, though, with doing that kind of stuff. We'll see. But it's got to be done. And I won't even be doing that until Christmas because my mom is getting me the desk for a Christmas present. So, and I want to get that stuff put together and in there when there's nothing in the room, because that will be the easiest way to do that. Because once those 2 pieces are put together, it's just a matter of me moving all of my stuff from the dining room in there. So I'm hoping like the beginning of the year, like January, We'll see. We'll see. Things have progressed much faster than I anticipated. So maybe I could get the bookcase before Christmas. See, this weekend we're going to be putting up the tree. We'll put up our tree probably Friday or Saturday. And I could buy the bookcase. Like I said, once we paint, got to get that done. And then we can, because after we paint, going to clean the carpets, going to borrow my mom's steam cleaner. So we're going to clean the carpet, and then we can really start, I can get the curtains for it. I bought a register cover, for the heat vent. That's coming actually today or tomorrow. We had one decorative in there, but the other one, I think her bed was covering it. So I bought one of those, and then I have some new like light switch plates in my cart. They're not expensive. So it's going to look so good and different just having paint on it, a fresh coat of paint. So, but yeah, that's going to take us a little bit. That'll probably take us a weekend to paint because we have to do primer and do all that. And Bill and I, we're just going to do it ourselves. So, because we have to paint the door and the closet and the baseboards and do all that. Might not have to paint the baseboards if I just clean them, because they don't look too chipped up, but we probably will. We'll see. We both painted on my bedroom downstairs, and that took us a weekend, and we did that, and that room is much bigger than that room. So, but yeah, I'm very excited. It's going to be a really good finishing, coloring area. I just hope the furniture works out like I want it to. The desk and the bookcase. Bookcase is going to be holding a lot of stuff, and the desk, it's going to be nice to not have like such a big giant table. It is nice to have a big giant table, but when I sit there, it's going to be nice to have the other desk is like 24 inches this way. It's going to be nice to just, I can't get my point across, but sometimes having something that's too big, I'm reaching, you know what I mean? So I will even be able to film like tutorials and stuff in there. When I do, especially finishing. Although I will probably have this finished possibly before, but you know what I might do? Because there's such good lighting in that room during the day, and I have a really bright light, much better lighting than that's in the dining room. Even if I finish the stitching for the Halloween thing I'm working on now before I get that room set up, I might save it. I might save the finishing until I get all that set up, and then I can do my first tutorial and do the complete finishing video in there. That will be really good. But okay, I hope you guys are all having a good week. Tomorrow I may do a Stitch With Me and do a Thanksgiving tag, because they have them, you know, questions about Thanksgiving, like what's your favorite and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that tomorrow for my video. So I hope you guys are all having a good Tuesday. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.